If you plan on going bowling during the weekdays, you should always reserve, I think, a few days in advance, depending on how your bowling alley works. And sometimes, around the time after COVID, the rules had changed. And sometimes we just don't know the rules always when it comes to after a pandemic. This is my story. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon, sometimes excuse me. I'm very sorry I had to yawn. Anyway, today in this video, I have a story time for you about the time my mom and my relatives and I all decided to go bowling after COVID was over, and the rules had changed and we couldn't get a bowling alley. So this is a story about how we decided to go bowling, and we didn't really know the rules at the time because it was just after, this wasn't right after after lockdown, but this was after this was kind of after COVID time, and we didn't know we had to reserve a bowling alley ahead of time. We thought it was just a walk-in, but it turned out it was just a reserve ahead of time. So this is a story just to teach you guys. You should always reserve things ahead of time, especially even though we were in a pandemic and the rules were confusing. You should always make sure you reserve things ahead of time, like whether you're going to a restaurant or a bowling alley, because those things get filled up, especially after COVID. I mean, like I said, I know COVID is over, but you should always reserve things ahead of time because you don't know when they're going to be full. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this all started about a year ago. My mom had made plans for her birthday that she wanted to go bowling with the family. And so we all get so excited. We love bowling. I personally love bowling. Bowling is one of my favorite things to do. I have so much fun bowling with my friends. I used to not like bowling as a kid. I don't know why, it wasn't my thing, but as I got older, I started to like it and try it more with my friends. And my family wanted to go bowling for my mom's birthday, and that's what my mom wanted to do, and we were all very excited. So we get to our local bowling alley. We meet up with my cousin, my aunt, my brother, my sister, and my aunt's friend, and a couple other my mom's friends, so we could go bowling. So we get in the bowling alley and we see all the lanes are full. So we're pretty confused, and we're like, this is kind of weird. So we weren't sure what to do. So we go to the front desk and we talked to the lady. We asked if there was any lanes open, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry, we're pretty full, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, do we have to reserve ahead of time? So, because we didn't know the rules, because like I said, this was after COVID and everything kind of started opening up again, and we were just a little confused of how this worked. So basically she told us that if we wanted to bowl, we had to reserve the day before or a couple days in advance or so. So she was going through her computer system, looking to see if there were any lanes open, but unfortunately every single lane in the bowling alley was booked. And she told us that, I'm sorry, she was very polite about it and very apologetic, saying that she couldn't get us in because all the lanes were already taken, and the next time we wanted to go bowling, we should have reserved it a couple days in advance. And because when you're going bowling, I know it's you can just walk in and stuff, but nowadays I think they're getting completely reserved a lot because after the pandemic, people weren't coming to the bowling. I mean, during the pandemic, people weren't coming to the bowling alley as much, but then after everything opened back up, after a lockdown, I guess the rules just changed where everybody wanted to go bowling after being stuck at home for a while. So So we felt that we were a little bit disappointed, but we were totally flexible. So we made a note to ourselves that the next time we wanted to go bowling, we had to book ahead of time, a few days in advance. So then we could go bowling. So we leave that bowling alley and everybody just goes back home. And we just like chill and relax because that's what my mom wanted to do for her birthday day. She had a pretty good birthday even though we just couldn't go bowling, which was she really wanted to do. She just wanted to enjoy the rest of the day, which I was totally fine with it, and so was the rest of my family. So the moral of the story is always make sure you book things ahead of time, whether you're going to a restaurant, going bowling, or doing any type of activity that requires a ahead of time reservation. Always make sure you book ahead of time. I know there's some places where you could just do walk-ins, but bowling alleys don't always do walk-ins. You have to mostly book ahead of time, especially if it's especially at this time when it was after the pandemic. We just didn't think it would be like a thing where you would have to go and book the bowling alley, and we just didn't know that. So always just make sure you book ahead of time. Don't wait till last minute because nowadays things get booked pretty quickly, and it's just a good thing to be prepared. We just didn't think about, like I said, we just didn't think about it because we thought we could just walk in and go bowling because that's what you used to do before the pandemic. But after the pandemic, the bowling alley just started getting full. So always just make sure you prepare ahead of time before you go bowling and book your bowling reservations ahead of time. I apologize for the noise in the background of the end of that clip. Humphrey was barking. Anyway, so that was the story about how we failed to go bowling for my mom's birthday. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye! If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and subscribe to my channel.